This video is going to be all about the DJI Mini 3, and I'm going to give you 8 reasons why this is the perfect take it everywhere drone. So you know when you have every intention of flying your drone and you check the weather forecast, looks fine, bit overcast, no sign of rain or anything like that, then you go out, you fly for a little bit and it starts raining. And then you have to come back. So I did this video in 2 parts because yesterday I went out to start and then it was raining, even though it started off nice and overcast. And yeah, so I've done this video in 2 parts, hence the different clothes. So before I actually get on to the 8 reasons why this is a good drone, I thought I'd tell you a bit about the specs. So it's got a 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor and it has an aperture of f1.7, so should do alright in low light, but I'm going to test that. It has a dual native ISO and it shoots 4K HDR, and this is just on by default if you're shooting with a frame rate of 30 or lower. Anything higher then it won't be HDR. And the Mini 3 shoots up to 4K 30, 2.7K 60 and 1080 60, so you don't actually get 60 FPS at 4K. You can shoot 12 megapixel photos in JPEG and RAW, and in terms of colour profiles you've just got normal colour profile, so there's no flat colour profile. If you're interested in digital zoom, you can zoom up to 2 times in 4K, 3 times in 2.7K and 4 times in 1080. And it has level 5 wind resistance. So with that out of the way, I'm going to hop back in time to yesterday and talk about the first few reasons why I think this is a great drone. Okay, so there are 7 features that are definitely worth mentioning with this drone, and the first is the fact that it's so lightweight and portable, and the fact that it folds away just makes it so easy to take around with you. The props in the arms don't get in the way when you put it in your bag, and the fact that you don't have to sacrifice your other camera gear for your drone just means that you can just take it everywhere and you can get your drone footage and you can get your normal footage on the ground because you can just put your drone in with your other camera gear. So that is just one of the best features about having such a small drone. And so the second thing, which is less of a feature and just more of a nice to have, is this remote. So you can get the original remote, which is the one where you connect your phone, but just having the one where you've got the screen and not having to faff around with cables and do that and then the app not potentially working, or you get a call on your phone and then it's just really annoying. And so having this where you've got the screen built in is just great. It's such a game changer, and the screen is also really good in daylight as well, so when it's really sunny and bright you can still see the screen, so it's just great. So if you're going to pick up the Mini 3, I would definitely recommend spending the extra money to get this remote control because it just works. And I feel like when I had the Mini 2 and I had the other remote, I flew it less, but since having this I've definitely flown my Mini 3 more because yeah, it's just great using it. So the next thing is these intelligent flight batteries, and on the DJI website it says that you can get 38 minutes of flight time, but in reality I found that it's more so like 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes, and that's still really good for a drone. I remember having the Phantom 3 Professional and getting maybe like 11 minutes flight time, which you can't do a lot in that time, but having even 30 minutes of flight time from these batteries is awesome. And each battery takes just under an hour to charge, so it's not too bad. And if you pick up the Fly More kit, then you're going to get 3 of these, so that's really going to extend your flying time even more. And so whilst I'm talking about the batteries, the other thing is that you get this 2-way charging hub if you get the Fly More kit, and it means that when you put your batteries in here and you plug it in to charge it up, it will charge the battery that is the fullest. So whichever one has the most power, it will charge that first, which means that you can take that out and start flying straight away whilst the other ones are charging. So that's just a really cool feature. And the other thing is the fact that you can use this charging hub to charge other things. So if you want to charge your phone, or say you've got an action camera with you, then you can put the batteries in here and you can use this as a charger as well. So that's a really cool feature. So because I completely forgot to bring my EcoFlow River Mini with me and I can't charge my batteries, I'm going to go back home and then I'm going to come out later, maybe like during sunset and just after sunset, and get some footage and see how it looks in low light and filming at night. Because the Mini 3 has another great feature, which is dual native ISO, which means that it should do pretty well during low light filming and just filming at night as well. So that's something I definitely want to try out. Okay, so given the rain situation, I didn't go out yesterday evening, I went out this evening. So I went out just after sunset, it was like 15 minutes or so after sunset, and I set my ISO to 800, and I was really impressed with actually how good the footage looked. Yes, it looked dark, but like the noise just wasn't as, there wasn't as much noise as I thought there was going to be. And when I went up to 1600 ISO, and then I went up to 3200 ISO, there was a lot of noise. But at 800, the footage looked really usable, and I was just really impressed, and that is down to the dual native ISO. And so if you're the kind of person that likes to shoot towards the later end of the day when it's dark and when the sun's going down, then shooting in 800 ISO is going to be a great option, and you're going to get the best quality footage. So that dual native ISO, game changer. So I'm gonna head back to this afternoon and finish telling you the other reasons why I really like the Mini 3.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
So if you shoot vertically for any reason, like filming for IG Reels or YouTube Stories or TikTok, then having the Mini 3 means that you can actually shoot vertically, so you don't have to crop into a 16:9 clip. You can just shoot vertically and you're not going to lose any resolution at all, and the footage looks really good, so this is just a really great feature. If you're new to shooting with drones, or you just don't want to necessarily do the maneuvers yourself, then there are 5 modes that you can choose from, which is just going to set the drone up and they'll take those shots for you, which is really great. And sometimes it doesn't always work, and it's basically because it's not tracking the actual subject, but it's dropping a waypoint. And so if you've got a larger building and you try and track that building for it to do this quick shot, then sometimes it doesn't always keep that subject in the center, but otherwise when it does, it works really well and it captures a really great shot. The quick shot feature also works when you're shooting vertically as well, so not just horizontally. So this next thing isn't necessarily a new feature because all DJI drones have this, but it's the return to home feature, and it means that when you hit return to home, it will just return back to your start point, so you don't have to fly the drone back to you. And it's just really handy if you don't actually want to fly the drone back if you've flown quite far out. So just a really useful feature to have. There are a few things that are missing from the Mini 3 that the Mini 3 Pro has, and I've done a video comparing the two drones so that you can see if you actually want something that has a few more features, then the Mini 3 Pro is going to be better. But if you just want a drone which is just going to get you up and running and you're not bothered about having pro tools or anything like that, then the Mini 3 is definitely a great shout, especially at the price point. So I hope this video was useful. If it was, do give it a like, and I'll drop a link in the description to the comparison video between the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.